welcome back to my channel. Today I have a wonderful pick a card for you on what is the message that you need to hear right now. So we are going to go ahead and take a look. If you are new to my channel, welcome to Eileen Into Spirit. My name is Eileen Rouse. I am a psychic intuitive and a spiritual life coach, and I provide you with guidance, wisdom, and inspiration every other week right here on this channel. I also want to let you guys know that there are some changes that are going to be coming to the channel, as I will no longer be doing individual zodiac reads on this channel. I do, however, want to let you know that they will be coming to you via a Patreon account. And please look forward to that coming in January of 2023. And I want to just let you know, I will be posting it down in the description box once it becomes available. So I do want to also let you know that this is going to be a general reading, guys. So it's not going to resonate with every single person out in the collective. So I want you to take with you what resonates and leave the rest behind. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the piles that you get to choose from on what is the message that you need to hear right now from your guides, your angels, and your spirit team. So right in front of you, you will see these beautiful 4 piles with a particular crystal spirit. Pile 1 is going to be chrysocolla. Pile 2 is going to be sodalite. Pile 3 is going to be lithium quartz, and pile 4 is going to be aquamarine. So what I would like for you to do is go ahead and center yourself, take in a nice big deep breath, and allow your intuition to guide you on which pile you are being called to. Now, if you have more than one pile that you are being drawn to, then by all means, please feel free to look at those. Remember that I will have the timestamps down in the description box. So once again, we have pile 1 with chrysocolla, pile 2 with sodalite, pile 3 with the lithium quartz, and pile 4 with aquamarine. Without further ado, Spirit Fam, let's go ahead and dive into your message. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your message on what is the message that you need to hear right now the most. So, for starters, you chose this particular pile, Pile 1, with the chrysocolla. Now, this is a beautiful, beautiful crystal. And its primary message with this particular crystal is basically about speaking your truth. It's about having very heartfelt communication, making sure that you are communicating efficiently and appropriately. And it's making sure that it utilizes that you are participating in a co-creation process for creating a better life for yourself. So I love that. I feel like this is a crystal that you might want to have in your arsenal if you are having a little bit of difficulty of speaking up for yourself, of really aligning to the things that you are desiring and the things that you are wanting. And this is about making sure that you are making conscious choices, making sure that you are really advocating for yourself in appropriate ways here. So this is where we are starting off for you here, Pile 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this down right here. And we are going to go ahead and start pulling out the rest of your cards. So we have Coming to Life, Wizard of Awareness, and Strength card. Okay, I'm loving this already for you here, Pile 1. So I feel like the biggest thing here is that the coming to life is really about understanding that your life is sort of changing in a lot of ways. There's a lot of things that you are actually implementing in your life that sort of make you feel alive. And I feel like you're becoming more aware here with this Wizard of Awareness. You're having that balance of mind, body, and spirit, and you're recognizing that, you know, maybe there are some things in your life that you really don't really want. Maybe you've been doing these things for such a long time in your life that it's felt it's become very stale. It's felt like it's something that you have to do, not necessarily something that you get to do. And so I feel that this is where this coming to life is. You are blossoming, you're transforming, you're moving in this direction of more enlightenment, more awareness. You're very keen and very discerning. You're making very conscious choices based on what it is you are wanting to acquire in your life and sort of move in that direction. With the Strength card, it's really sort of an affirmation for yourself to remind you that you can balance everything that you have in your life, and probably you can balance more than anybody else. And that just goes to prove how strong you are mentally, physically, and emotionally and spiritually. I want to also point out here that with the Strength card, it's really about recognizing that when you go through a transformation process, when you're sort of changing things up in your life, you're needing to bring into your own awareness, your own understanding that, you know, there are some things that you are going to have to build your strength towards, you know. So if there's certain areas in your life that that you feel that you are weak in, recognize that there's a part of that you are actually strong in. And so it's really about building more towards those inner strengths to create it into a bigger strength. So let's keep going here. Let's see. So we have, it's time to play. So this is, you're working too hard and worrying about everything. Seek out joyous experiences to bring balance into your life. Yes, we just talked about that here with the Strength card, right? And I feel that, you know, this is something you are becoming very aware of here, Pile One. I feel like you actually are aware that there's things in your life that need to change, that need to transform, things that need to shift. And it's time that you really allow yourself to find the balance in, you know, work and play. That's part of coming to life, right? It's like you understanding that you can't just continue on this treacherous path of constantly doing, because you're not a human doing, you are a human being. And so this is, I feel, what you're really needing to become aware of. Next, you have be honest with yourself. All of your feelings, even the difficult ones, have a message for you. Accept your truth and then let source take it from there. Yes, absolutely beautiful. I think this coincides very much with the Chrysocolla, because the Chrysocolla really is about having heartfelt communications, even if that's with yourself. And it's about speaking your truth. And speaking your truth and being aware that things need to change is really about being honest with yourself. It's really about recognizing that all of the emotions that you have, all of the things that you think about, they're all truths, right? They're all a part of you. Even the ones that we don't often want to sort of take, even the ones that we don't want to listen to, they're all a part of us. And it's all meant for us to just sort of balance it, right? Mold it into a balancing act so that we can recognize our strengths, become aware of the areas that we need to focus on in order to create the life that we're truly wanting to create. Moving on, we have the Knight of Ariel here with, there is so much to accomplish, make a very detailed plan, being watched over by someone kind. Okay, I feel like ultimately this message here is really about understanding that your spirit team has your back. Your spirit team is really very understanding of your path and where you are going, and they're very trustworthy. And I feel this is something that you're needing to sort of align yourself to, allowing yourself to trust the process, right? Understand, and I feel like because you're constantly going here, Pile One, and Spirit is really wanting you to sort of take a breather, take a step back. Allow yourself to enjoy your life. Allow yourself to take a breather every now and then. Understand that, you know, when you have certain tasks or goals that you are trying to accomplish, it's really going to be important for you to sort of make a plan on how you want to achieve that, but understand that you have to have equal balance. I feel that is the most important thing. And then next we have the 9 of Ariel. Okay, so these are tarot cards, but we have some additional tarot cards that we are going to utilize here for your reading here, pile 1. So the 9 of Ariel is your dreams are being fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success, a love for the beautiful things in life. Okay, so here's the thing. I feel like your primary message and what you need to hear right now, just off of looking at this here, pile 1, is that I feel like you're being a little too hard on yourself. I think you are trying to push yourself to be successful because you feel like once you accomplish certain things or once you get to a certain point, you at that point will then feel like you have accomplished something or that you are successful. But the thing is that your team, your spirit team, your guides, your angels want you to know you are already successful. You are far more successful than you were 5 years ago. And it's really about recognizing all of the hard work that you've put in. And because you have put in so much hard work, it's okay for you to take a break. It's okay for you to find balance. It's okay for you to seek experiences that are joyful and pleasurable, right? These particular cards right here, these Knights of Ariels, they speak about resources, the resources that we have, the abundance that we have. And I want to point out here that, you know, you need to recognize here, pile 1, that, and this is where you're needing to be honest with yourself. You're needing to recognize that you are a hard worker and you've already accomplished so much. But I feel like you're continuing to push yourself, that you're not finding the balance. And this is where the whole strength comes in. The strength comes in. You'll be able to push a little bit harder. You'll be able to go farther when you give yourself time to take a rest, when you give yourself a break, when you learn to find the balance in things that are joyful and playful and work. Okay? So let's go ahead and dive right into the tarot now. So now we have the Page of Swords with the King of Pentacles, the 8 of Wands, the Magician, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so right off the bat, I feel like what your spirit team is really trying to communicate to you is that they understand you have a lot of passion, you have a lot of desire on things that you are wanting to create and that you're wanting to bring into the physical. Your team recognizes this, but I feel like what's transpiring is that you're too rigid, right? There's not enough playtime. You're really in your head and you're trying to do everything very quickly. And it's because I feel like you're feeling like as if you don't do this now, you'll never get to it. Again, it's that whole thinking that, you know, you're not going to be successful or that you're not successful because you haven't achieved the status per se that you feel that you want to have or the place that you want to be at. But what Spirit is saying here is that in order to create something into the physical, you have to be able to believe yourself and utilize all of your resources. And what it means by utilizing all your resources is trusting in your own, skills and talents and abilities, but also recognizing that there are times when you have to be the observer. There are times when you have to maybe not take action, when you have to actually take a step back, when you have to actually sort of evaluate or contemplate, is this really worth my time? Is this really worth my energy? And you have to recognize that sometimes it takes a community. And I feel like what your spirit team is really saying here, pile 1, is that you're not utilizing them enough to your benefit. It's almost like they're wanting you to collaborate with them and have them assist you on some of these things that you are trying to accomplish, but you're not really giving them full reign to do that. And so this is why it feels kind of taxing or very overwhelming. And it sort of bogs you down into this sense of, if I don't take care of this, then no one will, right? And so this is the mentality that you're really having to sort of break away from. This is what you're really needing to come to truth about. You're needing to see the truth for what it is, recognize how you're kind of sabotaging yourself a little bit here because you're not really allowing yourself to take the necessary steps needed in that balance to be able to create something beautiful and magical. Moving on, we have financial discipline. Okay, so maybe there is a little bit, maybe there needs to be a little bit of balance when it comes to your finances. I find this very interesting because it fell underneath the King of Pentacles, which the King of Pentacles is very resourceful, but it's also wealth, property, has basically all of the wealth that they could possibly have, right? But when you have financial discipline that comes up to it, up underneath it, what I feel this is really telling me is that maybe you're someone who isn't really balanced when it comes to your finances. Maybe this is an area that you're needing to sort of be a little bit honest with yourself. Maybe that isn't your strength. Maybe you need to hire someone, build a community on someone that you can trust, that will have proper communication, that will be able to find balance. Like, so here, when I say balance in between work and pleasure and play, it's maybe what's going on is that, you know, if you're trying to do all of this on your own, maybe you're needing to really, you know, hire someone that can assist you on part of whatever it is you're working on, right? And I feel it's also important for you to recognize, where is your time and your energy going, okay? It could deal with money, but I'm also looking at it as energy exchanges here, pile one. So I feel like what this is saying is, you know, if you recognize that your energy is going in an area that really isn't beneficial to you, or maybe it's frustrating for you, or maybe it's making you work twice as hard than you feel you need to, maybe this is something you're needing to really evaluate. Maybe this is where you're needing to sort of bring someone in here with this Knight of Ariel that can someone that's, you know, will devote their time to this one specific area, whether it's in your business or your career, in your relationship, whatever it might be, someone that's trustworthy, that will be able to sort of help you balance out what's currently going on. And next we have time out. Here we go. So the time out is very simple. What it's saying is that you're needing to sort of take a step back, right? You're needing to give yourself time to replenish, to really, you know, find time for yourself. Understand here, pile one, because I feel I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be very honest. What I'm really feeling right now as I'm doing your reading is I'm feeling like, oh my God, there's so much to do. It's almost like an anxious type of energy. And I feel like I'm having to rush through this reading very quickly because I have so much more to do. There's so many other things that have to get done, right? So I feel like what Spirit's really saying, when you get into that anxious energy, what you're needing to do is take a time out. You're needing to take a breather. You're needing to take a step back. This is where you learn to catch your breath. This is where you learn to be honest with yourself and recognize that you probably need help. You probably need some assistance when it comes to whatever it is that you're focusing on. And you really need to allow other individuals to step in and assist you here, pile one. So let's see. Next we have bliss is worth creating from. Okay, we're going to read in the book what this actually, what it actually means. But I feel like what this is really saying here is that the bliss that we experience when we are in the midst of creating something really comes from us. It really comes from our experience. It comes from, you know, it comes from our own willingness to basically be in the flow, right? And that's the whole part of balance that I feel that you're needing to really experience here when it comes to this time out, right? And that strength and that community and being that master creator that you are. So this bliss card is really, its essential meaning is basically being in the flow with the universe, experiencing joy, passionately creating, being on purpose, creating from your heart, finding the things that make your heart sing, manifesting more bliss by calling it into your life now. So again, this is really about focusing on the present moment, sort of being aware of the things that you are doing are, again, when I speak to this whole anxious energy, if you're really focusing on you're trying to be everything to everyone and do everything, then you're not in the present moment. What you're doing is you're putting yourself in this future moment, or in this moment that you feel is unattainable. And so therefore, this is the reason why you feel like you haven't accomplished anything, or because you're not even acknowledging what you've already accomplished here. So the ultimate message here is, allow yourself to be in the now. Remember, this card right here, its message was, it's time to play, which is really about being in the moment, right? Allowing yourself to enjoy the pleasures of life in whatever format they come in. So moving on, we have deep replenishment. So this is about retreat, rest, and be held. Okay, this is a beautiful card here, Pile One, and I really want you to know that its message is really about allowing yourself to take a break, allowing yourself those breathers that you need in order to replenish yourself. Here's the thing. I feel like when you are human doing, what you are doing is you're giving, 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 giving. You are in pure masculine mode, and you're not finding the balance or the stability of being in feminine mode, which is about receiving. And when you get this deep replenishment, this is about feminine energy, allowing yourself to be supported, to be held, to be taken care of by spirit, by someone else. This is the whole part. So I feel like if you're someone who has just started a business, okay, Pile One, and you're trying to be everything to everyone, and I probably need this message just as much as the next person. What it's saying is, allow yourself time to find the balance. Your team recognizes and understands that there is a long to-do list, and there are a lot of things that you need to accomplish, but you also have to make sure that in your schedule that you are allowing time to retreat, to rest, to replenish yourself, and to experience joy, because this is how you can be in the moment, okay? This deep replenishment is really about needing you to sort of embrace yourself, acknowledge where you've been, understand that you need care, you need nourishment, you need support, you need love, just as much as all of the things that you are working on need. And last but not least, Pile One, we have the Anunnaki light codes. This is about a massively energetic shift. It's about new information being imposed on you, and this is about an end of a cycle. So I feel like ultimately what this is saying here, Pile One, is that with this Anunnaki codes, and we are going to read what it says in the book here for you, but I feel that what you are experiencing right now, what you need to hear right now, is that you are at the end of a cycle. There's a lot of things that are shifting in your life. There's a lot of things that you're needing to be aware of. This old life that you have been living and the things that you have been doing are now needing to come to an end. And this is why you have the coming to life card here. Because remember, this card was a woman that was encased in stone, and she started coming out of the stone, right? So she's coming into her own. She's transforming. She's recognizing that there are some things in her life that she no longer needs to be so rigid about, right? So because that's what's kept her stuck, right? It's being stuck in that energy. With this light here, this is her recognizing, this is her awareness. She's recognizing that there are things that need to change in order for her to harness the life that she is desiring, that she is wanting, and that therefore she needs to be able to really bring that into form. Okay, so let's go ahead and read what this says, the Anunnaki light codes. All right, so What it says is the Anunnaki are a race of cosmic light beings who have been coming to Earth since ancient times. The Sumerians and Babylonians acknowledge them as the deities who govern the space between the worlds. The divine leader of this incredible race is the goddess Ishtar, a powerful figure similar to the Egyptian goddess Isis. The Anunnaki have taken many forms throughout the ages. They have an angelic warrior-like quality and have appeared with wings, sometimes up to 4, and with an elongated head and face similar to that of an eagle. When the Anunnaki appear, it's important to know they are heavenly allies supporting our healing and ascension. So I feel like what this message is really saying for you here, Pile 1, is that great change is coming for you. But you have to be willing to shift your perception into what is transpiring, right? Understand that you might experience the resistance to change, but know that the reason you are feeling the resistance is because you're going to be experiencing something new, something that is unfamiliar and it's out of your territory. But understand that your intuition continues to push you towards it because this is something that you're needing to experience. This is where the awareness comes in. The awareness is your intuition. So recognize that old system, old ways of being, and old ways of doing things must be released in order for you to evolve. And this is why this is an energetic shift. And this is why Spirit is really telling you, you know, the bliss is worth creating because you're meant to experience the joy here, Pile 1. You are meant to experience something other than what you have been experiencing. So Pile 1, this is going to be the message that you needed to hear the most right now. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Welcome, PileTwo, to your message of what is the important message that you need to hear right now from your angels, your guides, or your spirit team. So you chose this pile with this beautiful sodalite card. Now here's the beautiful thing about sodalite. Sodalite is a great stone for intuition, for being consciously aware. It is also great for helping you set clear intentions, and that is very important. So if you have been feeling like you haven't really been aware of what's going on in your life, or you feel like you need a little bit more clarity or assistance on setting clear intentions, sodalite is going to be the stone that you are going to want to really incorporate into your practices or have around you. It is also a great stone for building confidence. So this is something you are definitely going to want to keep in mind here as we go a little bit further into your reading. So as we go on, we have Field of Dreams, Gentle Gardener, and Deep Freeze. Okay, the message here, PileTwo, has come out very clear. This is all about the intentions that you are setting. So this is no surprise that you chose the sodalite, because the sodalite is really about setting very clear intentions, being very aware of what intentions you are setting. The Field of Dreams is really about the things, it's about the intentions that you are putting forth effort and energy to into creating. So it's about your manifestations, okay? The 21 reduces to a 3. So the 3 is really about creation. And creation is really about becoming the creator, being the masterful creator that you are, or the magician that you are. And when it comes to the Field of Dreams, it's really about understanding the intentions that you are setting here. Now, I also want to point out that it's important for you to recognize that when it comes to your intentions, it's all about your thoughts and how and what feelings are attached to those thoughts, okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. Now let's move on to the Gentle Gardener. So the Gentle Gardener is truly that. It is you co-creating with spirit. So see how this woman, it's almost like this is Gaia. right? Coming forward and tending to your garden. So again, the important thing here is recognizing that when we garden, we have to be very clear of what's going into the garden, right? Our seeds of thought are really important. So the one phrase that sticks in my mind here, PileTwo, with this field of dreams is your thoughts are seeds. And the type of thoughts that you actually plant are really what is going to grow in your garden, okay? Now understand that when you garden, not everything is going to be perfect. Sometimes there will be weeds in your garden. And this is where you have to learn to be the gentle gardener. You have to learn to pull out the weeds without damaging the seeds that you've already planted, because you want those seeds to grow, right? And so it's important that you learn to maneuver around the things that you have planted, but take out the things that you don't need, right? And that's part of finding that balance. You have to find that balance, and it's about understanding that, you know, in your garden, you're gonna have weeds and you're gonna have flowers, but that which you put your focus and attention upon is what is going to grow, right? So that's how the emotions come into play when it comes into your field of dreams. So your thoughts create your reality. Your thoughts are the seeds that become form. And so the feelings that you have, your emotions that you have, is really what feeds those dreams. It's the fertilizer. It's what feeds those dreams. And when you co-create with spirit, you create beautiful, magical things. But the important thing for you to remember is that not everything is meant to grow. Okay, so when you have a deep freeze here, this is about the importance of understanding the cycles and how the cycles are represented and recognizing the cycles in your life, okay? We don't plant our seeds of thought in the winter because they're not going to grow. There's not enough sun. There isn't enough nourishment in the ground in order for those seeds to fully flourish or to bloom or to grow. Right? We usually do that in the spring. So what I'm seeing here is I feel like what's transpiring for you, if I'm looking at this chronologically, I'm feeling that right now you are kind of experiencing a winter. Right now you feel like, and we are actually transitioning to the winter. So understand that things might be at a standstill for you right now. But that doesn't mean that your dreams are not going to come to fruition. And the other thing I keep hearing here, PileTwo, is for you to understand that we have to sometimes understand that no matter how much work or effort we actually put into our garden or to our seeds of thought, that there is such a thing as divine timing. And maybe that timing for you is not right now. So it doesn't mean that it's never going to come to fruition. It just means that it's not for right now. The answer isn't no, it's just not right now, okay? So moving on, we have Archangel Michael is with you now. Even though you cannot see it, I am actively working on this situation. I am here and helping you. Okay, so this is perfect because the message here is, even though it might appear that nothing is happening in the now, even though it might appear like your goals or the things that you've planted or your garden isn't growing, Archangel Michael is saying that there are things happening in the background that you are not privy to. There are things going on that you can't see, that they can see, that your team can actually see. And so this is where you need to learn to just allow things to be what they are. Okay, this is about you learning to have trust. And I keep saying this, trust in the process, because that's truly what you're needing to do. Next, we have take control of your thoughts. Your thoughts are creating your reality. Have faith and stay focused on the outcomes that you truly desire. Okay, so again, PileTwo. What this is really saying is that this confirms to me that you're currently experiencing this deep freeze right now, which means that things really aren't moving the way that you would want them to. And it sort of feels like nothing has come to fruition for you and you feel like things are not moving fast enough. And that might be discouraging you. That might be making you have very negative thoughts about your seeds of thought not becoming to fruition or not coming into reality. And you might be telling yourself, I'm a failure. This is not successful. Maybe I need to give up. Like those kinds of thoughts sometimes can happen when we go through a deep freeze. But what your team is really wanting you to know right now is that the key to being successful, the key to truly understanding or seeing your success is in your thoughts. Again, I said that with the field of dreams, right? Your thoughts create your reality, and every thought that you have carries an emotion with it. But if you look at your deep freeze right now as a no, like if you in your mind are telling yourself, well, this is Spirit's way of confirming to me that this is a no, and you start really negatively impacting that, what you're doing now is that even though that seed is planted in the ground, you're now creating a ton of weeds in that garden that you will have to tend to later when the time is right. So do you want to grow flowers or do you want to grow weeds? So this is where you need to learn to master your thoughts, take control of your thoughts. So here we have the 5 of Raphael with the 7. Okay, hold on. The 5 of Raphael, which in this case is going to be the 5 of Cups. Yes. Understand that everything happens for a reason. This is about releasing any regret. Embrace the opportunities for happiness and search for the silver lining. So again, this is really calling to your attention. When I look at this as a 5 of Cups, what I'm really seeing is you crying over spilled milk. You crying about the shoulda, coulda, woulda. Pile 2, what this is really saying is that are you going to focus more on what could have been, or are you just going to focus on the things that you are trying to really create, on your happiness, on your bliss, okay? So this is really about you needing to let that go. Again, think about it as your garden. Next, you have the 7 of Michael. There is a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all of the details. So the 7 of Michael to me is the 7 of Swords, which is about deception and betrayal, okay? So I want you to really sort of think here for a second, Pile 2. Understand that your thoughts can deceive you almost instantaneously. The moment that you start focusing on something in the negative, that really starts cutting away at all of the things that you've already worked so hard for. And I want you to point out that your spirit team is really telling you to really think about them, right? To really ask them to give you the patience to wait for the divine timing and to understand that there is such a thing as divine timing and that there's a reason why it happened the way it did when it did, right? So this is what you're really needing to come to terms with here. So now let's go ahead and move on to the tarot here, Pile 2, to see what additional insight Spirit has for you. So we have the 7 of Pentacles with the Queen of Wands, the 2 of Cups in reversed, the Moon card with Judgment in reversed. Okay, Pile 2. Here's what I am clearly seeing here. I feel that right now you have literally given up. It's almost like you feel like your team, your spirit team, your guides, your angels are sabotaging you. I feel this is why that 7 of Michael really came up, because you're feeling like you're being betrayed. You feel like you're not being supported right now because you're not seeing the results that you want to see, which has put you in this place of really asking yourself, is this really worth it? I'm not really seeing what I want to see. I'm not growing what I want to grow. I don't have the success that I want to have. And that's sort of putting you in this space where you're not really confident in yourself. Again, Sodalite is about building confidence, right? When I see a Queen of Wands, the one thing I know about a Queen of Wands is the Queen of Wands is so confident in themselves that they know that they could be and accomplish anything that they set out to do. But the one thing that stands out to me the most here, Pile 2, is this Queen of Wands is side-eyeing this 7 of Pentacles, which really tells me she's unsure. She is unsure if this is going to be fruitful for her or successful for her. And she's contemplating, is this really worth all of my time and effort? Is this really worth all of my energy, right? And this has left you very disheartened and feeling very disconnected. But here's the thing. These negative emotions, even though they are weeds in your garden, these are things that you are needing to explore, because it is these things that will ultimately reveal the truth to you, okay? And with the Judgment being in reverse, I feel this is something you're not really wanting to explore. And this is what Spirit is really telling you. You need to explore. The dissatisfaction, the disappointment that you're currently experiencing in your deep freeze right now is something that you're really needing to explore and go through. And maybe you could be going through a dark night of the soul process. Maybe you are truly enlightening and you're becoming more aware of, you know, what you're really wanting your life to look like. But understand here, PileTwo, that in order for you to truly have the success that you are wanting to have and experience the life that you are wanting to experience, you have got to really take ownership. You sort of have to lead and recognize that your thoughts are really what is they're deceiving you. They're nothing more than illusions. The moon represents mysteries, secrets, illusions, all of that, right? So I feel like you're needing to explore all of the illusions in your mind that are sort of hindering you from recognizing how far you've come, recognizing what you've done, and sort of seeing that silver lining, okay? Next, we have music, okay? So here's another thing that this is interesting. So in 2019, one of the biggest messages that I got from Archangel Metatron was a message on sound. And 2019 was the year when my dark night of the soul began. And I remember sitting on the couch, really deep in my thoughts. And they were not very good thoughts. I'm going to be very honest with you. They were not very good thoughts. And I remember he popped up immediately and said, change your thoughts. And then he said, stop listening to lower frequencies. And the more that I continued exploring that, the more I realized that the music that I was listening to was really feeding these lower energy vibrations and was really putting weeds in my garden. I want to point out here that if you're really trying to change your thoughts here, PileTwo, you really need to look at listening to higher vibrational frequency music. This is something that you're needing to change. And I say that because you have a 32, which reduces to a 5, and 5 is all about change and it's about transformation. So I feel that it's going to be very important for you to really pay attention to the things that you're listening to. If you are someone who watches the news, stop doing it. If you're someone who listens to music that listen to the lyrics, actually listen to the words. Words carry frequency. They carry vibration. I say this all the time. So Spirit really wants you to really change what you're listening to. If you are someone who wants to know what to listen to, then by all means, I ask for you, email me. My email is in the description box. Just email me and I will be more than happy to share with you my own personal playlist of high frequency music that always keeps my thoughts positive and always helps me see the silver lining. Next, we have number 55, adventure. Okay. PileTwo, you have literally 5s everywhere. These are the things that you're needing to change, PileTwo. Adventure is really about being willing to explore. And because it's underneath the moon right here, what this is really telling me is that you're being called to really explore the secrets, the illusions, explore your mind. Be willing to sort of step in and make those changes that will ultimately benefit you in the long run. It's also about being willing to explore, stepping outside of your comfort zone. The Judgment card here, this is about you being unsure about the path that you're on, and you have a lot of confusion and uncertainty. Again, that confidence, right? So I feel like the one thing that you're really needing to do is allow yourself to be curious, even about things that you don't understand or things that you don't know, okay? Next, we have overthinking can spoil the magic. Absolutely. This is about automatic reset here, PileTwo. This is about you, again, taking control of your thoughts, recognizing that your thoughts are what create your reality. And if you're constantly fretting over the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, then you're not really helping yourself or your garden to be able to create the life that you are wanting to lead. Next, we have align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change? Okay, so this is a call. This is about understanding that, your thoughts up here are all fractured. And all of these thoughts are really ultimately what's keeping you here, PileTwo, from truly seeing the magic, the synchronicities, the success that you could potentially have in your life. So this is a need and a call for you to really explore. Where is it in your life that your thoughts are not aligned? What is it that needs to change? So this is something that you ultimately need to explore here, PileTwo. And next we have crown chakra upgrade, divine connection, holy experiences, and miraculous energy. Okay, this is beautiful. Our crown chakra is basically how we receive synchronicities. It's how we receive esoteric wisdom. It's where we get automatic downloads from, okay? And I want to point out that I feel that maybe the reason why you're experiencing all of this is because you are going through an upgrade. And an upgrade is basically going to make everything feel like it's out of alignment for you. But you're needing to be curious. You're needing to explore, okay? I feel like ultimately that's the big message here. You're needing to be curious and explore this new adventure that you're on. Now, the crown chakra is the energy center found at the top of your head. It often is symbolized by a 1,000-petaled lotus as it governs our connection to wisdom, both internal and that of source. The opening of the crown chakra represents connecting deeply with the heart of source and drawing down inspiration and insight. So I want you to understand that at this time, your crown chakra is actually being upgraded. So the spiritual connections that you have always had are now being acknowledged. So there are parts of yourself that you have run from or ignored are now being reclaimed, okay? So I feel that this is ultimately your message here, PileTwo. I feel that you have not really taken control of your thoughts because maybe you just didn't really know how. And this is kind of what's shifting, what's changing for you. Again, I really want to point out about the music, the vibration, the things that you are listening to. This is going to be very important for you. So PileTwo, this is your message on what you need to hear right now. I want to thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, PileThree. Welcome to your message on what you need to hear right now from your spirit team, your angels, and your guides. So you have chosen number 33, lithium quartz. Now, lithium quartz is all about building harmony. It's about the joyfulness, the peacefulness that we can experience. And it's also about that interconnectedness that we might feel. I also want to point out that the number 33 is a very sacred, masterful number. 3 is all about balancing the mind, the body, and the spirit, but it's also about creation. And what I love about 33 being that master number, it's that you are ultimately getting guidance from ascended masters, from higher light beings that are here to help you find harmony, peace, joy, and feeling connected to source currently at this time. So this is what lithium quartz is. So let's go ahead and dive in and see what else Spirit wants you to know right now. So here we have storm fields, unexpected visitors, and goblins. Okay, PileThree. So here's kind of what I'm seeing. I feel that, there's a lot of, I want to say, chaos. The storm fields truly represents things that are out of our control. I think a lot of times when we experience certain situations, and it could be in relationships, when we have experiences that are out of our control, sometimes when a storm sort of hits our path, we sort of have to take a detour, right? And I want to point out that when we are experiencing great amounts of joy, of happiness, when we are truly feeling connected to spirit, and all of a sudden something changes, it intervenes in our path, and we feel like we've had to take a detour, what's happening is there's an upgrade going on, okay? And I want to point this out. I do see the goblins here, which really talks to me a lot about shadow work. And it really speaks to potentially a dark night of the soul. I say that, PileThree, because we have unexpected visitors and the storm fields with the goblins. So that, to me, that's really about experiencing things in our life that sort of feels like it's an upheaval. Almost like we are experiencing so much chaos all at once, and we feel like our whole life has been turned upside down and we've been shaken to the core and we have no idea what the hell is going on, okay? So here's what I want to say. With the unexpected visitors, it's really about learning to expect the unexpected. I feel that we have to sort of learn detachment. We have to learn to detach from what we used to know and experience it in a different way. And that's the whole point of a dark night of the soul. You know, it's really about us really learning different experiences in different ways. It's almost like if we've only experienced heartache and disappointment when it comes to relationships, then we ultimately in our mind feel, right? Like we not only feel, but we know. There's a part of us that knows. That's the way it's always going to be. We don't ever have an expectation of something different because it's what we've only experienced, right? And it's very interesting that this topic comes up because I had this same conversation with my wife this morning during breakfast. So understand that when you're being detoured, right? When it feels like you're being detoured off of your path or you're having to go in a different direction, understand that storm, that chaos, all of that energy is an ending, right? It's old energy that is coming to an end that is no longer serving you. So it has to go somewhere, right? And the detour is because you're needing to experience something else than what you are used to, right? And that's where the unexpected visitors come from. This is about you opening the door, walking through a new threshold, creating change. That detour is the change that you're now needing to go on this new path. You're needing to be curious, right? And it's going to feel uncomfortable, PileThree. It's going to feel like you are stepping outside of your comfort zone. But the beauty is that you are now ultimately going to be experiencing something completely different. And because you experience that something different, what happens is a lot of times that uncertainty or things that we might have had, negative experiences that we might have ignored and we might have shoved down and we might have not wanted to explore ever again, comes up. And it comes up and we're like, oh, I thought I worked on that. I thought I healed that, right? Well, the detour ultimately led you to the root of the issue. Goblins is really about learning to shed light on the things that we often don't want to shed light to. And it's about learning to put love and nurturing and compassion towards it, to heal it, to nurture it, okay? So next we have welcome abundance into your life. Prosperity is on its way to you. Have faith that Source will heal your financial challenges. Okay, so if some of these storm fields that you've been experiencing here, PileThree, has to do with your finances, then understand that whatever detours that you are currently experiencing, you're needing to experience them because you're needing to heal something in your something within you that you are needing to balance out, that you are needing to love, you are needing to nurture, you are needing to heal, okay? And next we have, yes, you are correct. You have listened to your inner voice guidance and made a wise choice. Keep moving forward. Okay, so I really feel that this right here is just a confirmation that whatever you are experiencing, if you've ever questioned as to whether, is this really something I'm supposed to be experiencing? Is this, whatever it is, understand that you are on the right path. Even though you might be experiencing chaos, it might feel like you're not even in the right direction or the right vicinity. Know that you are exactly where you need to be. Next, we have the High Priestess. Yes, this is powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. What I love about the High Priestess in this particular situation, especially when you're going through a dark night of the soul, is that the High Priestess is not afraid of the unknown. The High Priestess will explore the unknown with great curiosity, will not feel threatened, challenged in any way, and will cut through it like butter. And the High Priestess is really about that deep onset insight that you receive. It's that inner connection that you have to spirit and to your higher self, okay? And then next we have Change Your Life, a sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination, embrace the opportunities that change brings. Okay, so this just confirms to me here, PileThree, I apologize, that you are definitely going through a dark night of the soul. And what you are experiencing right now is massive change. And I do want to point out that I do feel that this change was very sudden. It's something that you absolutely were not expecting. Now, I want to point out that both of these cards right here in a traditional tarot are major arcana cards, which means that they are big spiritual lessons that you are needing to go through. So it's a big shift that you are basically transitioning to. And understand that this Change Your Life right here is really about you needing to embrace and understand those goblins, those dark shadows that you have within yourself that are sort of keeping you stuck, okay? So let's go a little bit deeper with some some tarot cards. We have the World, the Three of Wands, the Sun card, the Five of Pentacles with the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, PileThree. This is just a very clear message here that you are ending a cycle here. This massive shift or change that sort of came into your path unexpectedly is really about a completion. It's about an ending. You are ending a cycle in your life that will allow you to experience life in a very different way than you have ever experienced before. This new change is ultimately going to bring a lot of adventure, a lot of excitement, and a lot of curiosity that is really meant for you to plan towards, right? And it's about planning towards your future, building that legacy, okay? I want you to understand that you will get through this. So ultimately, your spirit team wants you to know that no matter how challenging, no matter how dark it might feel right now, you are breaking barriers. You are breaking through it, and you will rise above it. The one thing I can often tell you about the sun is that the sun is really about breaking through barriers. And this could be generational trauma. It could really be for you. And that's kind of what I've been picking up throughout the collective for a while now, that a lot of you are healing old childhood wounds that maybe some of you didn't even realize were there or didn't even know that was there, but you are breaking through this so that you could create something better for your future. The one thing you are definitely needing to leave behind is this sense of doubt and fear that you have that you aren't being supported or that you are in it alone, okay? One thing I can tell you about the dark night of the soul is it's going to feel like you are alone, but rest assured that you are not. You do have support. Your spirit team is there. I did read this one blog post that really talked a lot about when we go through a dark night of the soul, it feels a lot like going through a crucifixion, the way that Jesus felt when he was crucified on the cross. We're not alone. We never, the dark night of the soul is really about the death of your ego, because you're now rising to a higher depth of understanding, recognizing that you are pure spiritual form, and that this physical form is nothing more than an illusion. Okay, so I feel like this experience is really testing you on your faith and on your ability to continue pushing forward, to continue to be consistent, to commit to the process, and recognize that the more that you put into this change in your life, the more that you continue on this path, the better you are building towards your future and building towards a legacy here with this Knight of Pentacles. So next we have health, okay, and happy ending. So I really feel that ultimately what this is saying here, PileThree, is that this is helping you build some better health. And I feel that this is about having that overall health and well-being, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. I feel that it's health all the way around, and also helping you recognize how abundant you are in various areas of your life. And again, with this happy ending, it very much correlates to the sun about you're going to get through this. It just might feel like it's never going to end right now, but understand that you are going to get through this. You are going to get through this with a happy ending. You're gonna trust me when I say this, when you are done and over with it, it is all going to make so much sense. And you're going to start understanding, putting the pieces of the puzzle together here and understand, why things happen the way they did. And you're going to recognize, why this happened and how it correlates to what could have happened, right? So it's going to start making sense. I promise it's going to start making sense. Next we have you are magic. Yes. So understand that, even though there is this, old part of you that is sort of is shedding away and it's dying and it's going someplace, it is creating something beautiful in its place. And it's helping you recognize how powerful, how magical, how much more powerful you are based off of what you used to believe. Okay. Next, we have breaking the chain. This is ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. I said it earlier with the Sun card that I felt like this might have been generational trauma. This is the reason why PileThree, it has felt so. It has felt a little bit harder, and it's also felt like more restrictive in a way, what you are currently experiencing. And that's because you're breaking the chain of generations of trauma that has been imposed in your family line. And this is something that you are breaking through from. So this just confirmed that. This is really about you recognizing that by going through this, by allowing yourself to change and becoming more in alignment with your higher self, you are rewriting the future for future generations here. And next we have Heart of Source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, and serenity. This is an absolutely beautiful card. This card truly represents the heart source of all, which is about true unconditional love. It's about true connection to divine source energy. And it's really a way for you to awaken to your divine essence, to who you truly are. And this is beautiful. I absolutely love this because it's truly signifying that what you are going through is a part of what you are going through is a part of what you need to go through in order to become one with all that is. So in the book, this Heart of Source really speaks about the source of the universe is actually like a gigantic heart. It beats. Its beats are angels and beings of light. It is what many call God. It's love that is beyond gender and dogma. It is the infinite experiencing infinity. It's all that is, was, and ever will be. It's love being love and expressing love. It's an energy that can be explained but never fully comprehended. And I feel that ultimately here, PileThree, your message with this card is that you are connecting directly with the heart of source. I said that the creator of life and love. You are blessed to receive this card, for it shows the cup of your heart is being filled with love until it overflows. So, PileThree, I want you to know that even though you are experiencing this, storm that you are currently going through, I want you to sort of keep this in mind. Expect the unexpected. Recognize that although it might seem frightening, it might seem challenging, and it might feel like you are alone, know that you are not. Spirit is here to let you know that you are being loved, you are being supported, you are being assisted as you break the chains of this ancestral trauma, so that you can pave the way for all of the future generations after you. So PileThree, this is your message from Spirit on what you need to know right now. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys. Hi, Pile4. Welcome to your message on what you need to hear the most right now. So you have chosen this beautiful card, number 7, with Aquamarine. Now, the beautiful thing about Aquamarine is that it's one of its greatest qualities is that it helps enhance your clarity, as well as offering you calm discernment, opening up your awareness, and accepting of one's truth. Now, I feel that this is really important because number 7, I often identify as the sacred path. It is often about that rite of passage that you must go through as you continue to level up in your own spiritual awareness and awakening. So Aquamarine is really about, you utilize it the most to help you be very discerning about what's good for you and what's not good for you, about recognizing, what are the things that you need to release and let go. And it's also about being more aware and accepting your own personal truths, not the truths of what you've been told or the truths of everyone else's opinion around you, but your own personal truths, even if those truths can be hurtful. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what additional information Spirit has for you here on what you need to hear the most. So first, right off the bat, we have number 33, Peaks of Joy, number 53, Listening, and number 18, The Magic Stream. Okay, Pile4, I feel that ultimately what this is saying is that your peaks of joy, I feel like you are experiencing moments here, or maybe you have experienced moments where you're experiencing a lot of joy and they sort of come out of nowhere. And maybe that can be a little confusing to you, but I feel that this is maybe one of your gifts. You're meant to really share those peaks of joy with other individuals because it is a part of who you are and it is a part of your gifts and what you are here to share with the world. I also feel that you're a very great listener here, Pile4. I feel that you, one of the things that people tend to gravitate towards you the most is that you have a very open, discerning ability to be able to discern truth when people come and speak to you. And I feel like this is one of your greatest qualities. I feel that being very optimistic, very joyful, being very cheerful, and also being very open-minded and being able to like truly listen really is one of the reasons why people gravitate towards you. With the magic stream here, I want to point out that the magic stream is really about recognizing how everything is interconnected. And it's about really understanding the universal truth on how consciousness flows. So understand here that the water to me truly represents your emotions, and it represents your constant flow of conscious energy that you are constantly receiving from spirit. So I feel like if you are someone, Pile 4, who's really been trying to figure out, what are you here for? What is your purpose? What are you meant to do? I feel this is where Spirit's message is going to really be providing you a lot more clarity and insight on that. Maybe these are things that you already knew about yourself, but I don't want to say like you didn't believe it, but I feel like you're sort of questioning, isn't there more? Like, isn't there something more grander than that? Like you're wanting something else, right? So let's see what else Spirit has for you. Increase your knowledge. Education brings opportunities. Take a course, pick up a book, or find a mentor to teach you what your soul longs to know. Okay, here's the thing. I really feel that your message here, Pile 4, is this is going to be the message on what is your purpose, what you are here for. Again, as I mentioned, Spirit is really wanting you to sort of really listen inwardly, okay? Is really wanting you to tune into your own conscious awareness. Understand and listen to your own inner calling of your heart. What are the things that bring you the most joy? Those are the things that you're needing to learn to educate yourself on. Those are the things that you're meant to be doing, okay? I feel that there is a lot of learning that you need to do, and I do feel that this is not so much learning as in a career, but learning as in something that you love, like a hobby, something that ultimately brings you more joy. Whether you're wanting to build more skills spiritually and learn more things, then maybe what you're needing to do is seek a mentor, someone that will be able to teach you the esoteric knowledge and wisdom, but also understand you have to be discerning, right? Understand that not everything is meant for everyone. And I feel that maybe this is the message that you, ultimately need to hear, Pile 4. Understand that there is a lot of information out there about esoteric wisdom and knowledge and spiritual work and all of that. But it doesn't mean that you have to do everything. And it doesn't mean you have to be an expert in everything. It's really about allowing yourself to listen inwardly to your heart. Be very discerning about what it is that's going to bring you the most joy, that you're going to ultimately love to do, right? If this is ultimately something you're going to want to build a career out of. Excuse me while I take a sip. So I feel that you're really needing to decide for yourself, what is it you're wanting to explore? What is it that you're wanting to truly learn? And really put forth some energy and effort into that. Next, we have stay the course. Don't panic. You're not on the wrong path. You're just having a bumpy start. Learn from your experiences and keep going. Okay, this is a beautiful message here from Archangel Michael. Again, what I love here is notice how his hand is pointing up towards the magic stream. What this truly means is that our life is meant to be in the state of flow, okay? The way that consciousness streams through us is we start off at one place, and then we slowly rise and we move. And that is how we learn. That is how we ascend. Our experiences are meant to teach us here, Pile 4. They're meant to teach us and guide us on the things that we are meant to learn so that we have better depth and understanding of it. So I feel that ultimately what Spirit wants you to know here is that you're not moving at a slow pace. You're not in the wrong space. You are exactly at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. So I want you to really just hold that in. Hold that affirmation in for you, Pile 4. I am at the right place at the right time doing the right thing. And I think that's important for you because I feel like you have sort of put yourself on a timeline on needing to be at a specific place at a specific time, and Spirit's saying, no, you're exactly where you need to be. Because understand, if there are things that you're needing to learn, if there's a mentor that you're needing to learn from, maybe that mentor isn't ready. Maybe the teacher hasn't really put themselves at a space where they're ready to take on the students. And so this is why you're needing to just sort of go with the flow with this, okay? Moving on, we have Four of Raphael, which is seek out other possibilities, look for the magic in life, and be aware of your own emotions. So this Four of Raphael is the Four of Cups. And one thing that I often get with the Four of Cups is a sense of apathy. It's a sense of not being satisfied with what you're currently experiencing or what you're currently doing. So I feel that your message here is that when you can learn to be grateful for everything in your current moment, you learn to see the magic and the synchronicities around you. Because if you're only focusing on the part that you're not happy with, then that's when that is all you focus on, that is all you witness, that is all you experience, that is all you see. So again, this is about you needing to increase your knowledge, right? You're needing to recognize, you're needing to listen to your own inner wisdom. You're needing to seek that joy, right? Be joyful in the experiences that you are experiencing, because that is what helps you build the knowledge, right? I want to point out here, Pile4, that I've been reading psychically for 15 plus years. When I first began, I didn't have a lot of confidence in myself. I didn't really listen to my intuition. There's a lot of learning and knowledge that I had to gain throughout the years that now I'm at the point where I'm at, that I'm a lot more confident and I'm able to do this on this massive platform and other platforms that I can share my gift and my knowledge, right? So understand that every experience, no matter how dissatisfied we are with it, it teaches us something. It helps us build our knowledge base. It helps us understand ourselves even more and understand the esoteric wisdom and knowledge even more. Next, we have the Sun. Okay. This is Archangel Uriel coming in with life is wonderful, thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. So I feel that ultimately what this is saying for you here, Pile4, is that I feel that what you're being called to do right now is be okay with where you are. Be okay with where your path is at the moment. We understand, like your spirit team understands, that you want to be at the end. You want to be in that state of success and you want it right now. We all have this feeling and desire to be right now. We all want it right now. But the thing is that without having the experience, we wouldn't have the knowledge and we wouldn't have the understanding that we have when we go through the experience, through the time that we go through it. So understand that you will get there. And I want to point out that it's important for you to recognize that when you are seeking out the positive things in your life, when you're really allowing yourself to be in the present moment and be joyful and grateful, you're going to experience more of that in your everyday life. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start waking up to infinite potential possibilities. You know, one of the biggest things that I had to learn was we all sometimes wake up, especially when we're doing things that we don't really love to do. We always say, oh, God, I have to do this. We use that phrase a lot. I have to blank. I have to blank. I have to blank. Understand that the words that you use create vibrational frequency, and that vibrational frequency radiates at either low vibrations or high vibrations. When you can learn to change that phrase, I have to I get to, it automatically shifts it. It shifts that frequency to a higher vibrational frequency, because you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. But when you change it to I get to, that automatically shifts it to this is a privilege. This is something you love doing. This is something that you should be grateful for, because not everyone gets that opportunity. So it's really about being open to the opportunities and seeing things in a very different way and learning to see the magic that occurs in your life every single day when you shift your perception. So let's go ahead and get a little bit more from the Tarot. So we have the Seven of Cups in reversed with the Chariot, the Ace of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, pile 4. Here is what I see for you. I feel like ultimately you are going to be very victorious in what you are going to do. But here's the truth. You are needing to see the truth of something. And this is what this Ace of Swords is going to bring you. I feel like you're sort of really inundated with a lot of confused thoughts. Like your emotions are just all over the place. There are so many things that you want to do, but you don't have any clarity on what it is that you're wanting to do. Again, I see that with the increase your knowledge, right? The more that you learn, the experiences that you go through help you increase your knowledge. And those experiences then give you the space to create opportunities, okay? But I feel like there's just so much going on and there's so much confusion that you're actually not even listening to your own inner guidance. I feel like your spirit team is trying to give you the information that you are asking for, but you have just sort of, I don't want to say turned a blind eye to it, but you've just sort of closed off to it because you're wanting to experience it in a different way and they're presenting it to you in the way that you need to learn. Understand? So I feel that once you hear this message, I feel that you're going to make a quick shift. You're going to move towards what you're truly wanting to see and experience. And that is ultimately going to lead you to a space where you will start learning to trust your intuition. The Chariot really speaks about movement and it speaks about shifting. And the Ace of Swords is really about that truth and that clarity, right? And when we get to the Two of Swords, it's really about learning to trust what your intuition is guiding you, because see how she's blindfolded here. She cannot physically see which direction. She doesn't know if there's any obstacles in front of her or anything. She has to trust. And sometimes when we have to trust blindly, it's when we can truly listen to our innermost heart. We can truly listen to our inner guidance and then take the initial steps from there. And that, my friends, is what is going to lead you towards this new adventure, this new life where you're going to start seeing the magic in life. You're going to start experiencing the synchronicities of life, and you're going to have an entirely new beginning here. So this is how the flow of the universe works, right? The things that you focus upon, you bring upon in your life. The more that you focus upon XYZ, you start automatically seeing XYZ all over the place. A prime example of this, Pile 4, is when my wife and I purchased a car. We purchased this used car, and this used car was everything that we wanted. Everything that we wanted. The only thing about it was that it was a lime green color. That was the only bad thing about this car. And in my life, neither one of us had ever seen a lime green car. Ever. Ever. This was the first time we had ever seen a lime green car. But the moment we signed on the dotted line and purchased that car, we started seeing lime green colored cars everywhere. Why? Because our awareness shifted. It was something that we had never experienced before. We brought it into our awareness, and all of a sudden, our awareness, the universe said, oh, let's shift. Now we're shifting, right? This is how the magic stream does. It shifts in that new direction, right? And so all of a sudden now we're seeing all of these lime green cars everywhere. And we're like, where the hell did all these lime green cars come from? We've never seen them before. But it's because we shifted our perception. We brought something into our awareness. Moving on, we have follow your dreams. Beautiful. So again, if there are certain dreams that you are wanting to really create in your reality here, Pile 4, you're needing to really listen inwardly. You're needing to seek the clarity within yourself. It's okay for you to hire a coach, and it's okay for you to gain insight from other individuals. But this is where the aquamarine in discernment comes in, because ultimately you are your own definer of truth. No one else can decide for you what is right or what is wrong. That is entirely up to you, and that is based off of your own guiding system. So this is just wanting you to sort of recognize that you can follow your dreams, follow your heart. They are here to support you, but it's truly about you learning to trust your intuition, trust your guidance, and listen to what it's telling you. And next we have rebirth. Okay, so yes, again, this just confirms to me, Pile 4, that after you hear this message, there's going to be like an automatic shift in your awareness where you're going to start shifting more towards the things that you are the most excited about, and you're going to start seeing synchronicities, and a whole new world is going to open up for you. I feel this is the message you've been waiting for. Next, we have fearless expression. Yes, this is about speaking up. This is about speaking your truth, being genuinely and authentically you, and not being afraid to be that person. I feel that this is really about you really stepping into your power and allowing yourself to truly showcase your skills, your talents, and your abilities. Remember in the beginning when I said that one of your skills was that you had this overly joyful expression or excitement about you that people just loved, because you ultimately you reflect joyful experiences to other individuals because they need to learn to find their joy and their bliss within themselves. And I feel that ultimately, Pile 4, you are a very joyful person, and you're a great listener. And so these are your gifts, right? So really think about, maybe you're wanting to create a podcast. I don't know why that just popped in my head, but it just popped in my head. And maybe it's because of this little microphone right here, but maybe this is something that you are really wanting to explore, right? Follow your dreams. This is really Spirit's way of letting you know that thing that your heart really screams, yes, I want to do that. That is what you need to be doing. That is your gift. That is your purpose. That is where you need to focus on. Next, we have don't dim to fit in. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Okay, again, this is your message. Your purpose here is to be authentically you. Your message is to stand out. That means you have to stand out in the crowd. Allow yourself to be heard. Allow yourself to be seen. Speak your truth. And here's the thing. Don't be afraid. Other people might not agree with what you're doing. Who gives a flippin' F? Nobody. Because it's not about them. This is about you, Pile 4. You are meant to be doing what your heart is calling you to do. And they're wanting you to step up in a way that you're saying, yes, I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to do it because this is who I am. That's part of this whole rebirth, right? That old you that's been in the shadows, that's been in the that's been hiding, trying to fit in so that you don't stand out, that is going away. Because I can tell you right now, the moment that you finish hearing this reading here, Pile 4, there's going to be like this magic light switch that's going to pop in your mind, and you're going to automatically be like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is my calling. This is what I need to be doing. So welcome to your new life, because I'm going to tell you right now, things are going to move very quickly for you. Next, we have Akashic Records, clearing old stories, releasing past lives, freedom. Yes, absolutely love this here, Pile 4. So this is really about you ending this cycle of just living life to live life, and not really understanding what you are here for. And here with the Akashic Records. Now, the Akashic Records is where all the lives that you have ever lived are stored, okay? And this is about understanding that, if you've had several lives that might have made you afraid to really stand out or to be authentic, and it might have, made you want to dim your light. This is where this experience of what you're going through right now is this automatic shift of this rebirth, because now you're going to be creating this amazing new sacred pattern, this new sacred path that you are going to be following in. And that is a beautiful thing. So here with the Akashic Records, it's about understanding that the universe is helping you release from any past experiences that you have had. And it's about understanding that, you know, any soul-based memories that you have had, fears from previous lifetimes, or older aspects of your current lifetime that you have moved on from. Know that this is a time for you to reclaim your freedom and rewrite your story. And so this is why I say, I feel for you, Pile 4, that as soon as you are done hearing this message, your life is going to automatically shift. It's like everything that you've been holding off on, everything that you've been putting off is it's almost like this switch in your mind is going to go, nope, not doing that anymore. And you're going to start really moving towards doing the things that you want to do. Pile 4, this is an absolutely beautiful message. I am so excited for you. Like in my heart, I just feel this massive expansion happening. And I just feel this big sense of, yes, I find like you can finally breathe, like you can finally move. And I'm so excited for you. This is going to be your message on what you needed to hear the most, Pile 4. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you next time with your new message. Namaste, guys.